So students, we are going to start the thief story. As I didn't got the book Golden Leaves from College Street, so I bought this book, which is a guide to compulsory English second sem book. So over here, like there is a Bengali explanations given. We are going to ignore that, and we are just going to start with the story, which is I was still from there. Okay, so I was still a thief. The narrator was still a thief when I met Arun. When he met Arun, and thought I was only 15. And though I was only 15, I was an experienced. So the narrator was only 15. He was quite experienced and a successful hand at that time. Successful hand at what? At thievery. Arun was watching the wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 20. So Arun was watching a wrestling match, and Arun was about 20, a very tall and lean fellow, and looked kind and simple enough for the purpose. For the what purpose? For thievery. So at that time, Arun was very tall and lean fellow. His age was 20, and the narrator's age was 15. So he saw the boy Arun who was watching wrestling, and he seemed simple enough for the purpose of thievery to him. I hadn't had much luck or fate and thought I might be able to get into the young person's confidence. So he thought that let's not do too much late. Just go, let's go and get the young person into my confidence. He seemed fascinated by wrestling. So, Arun seemed very fascinated by watching the wrestling. Two oiled men slid into the mud, grunting, like making noises like an animal, slapping their thighs, and just they're busy in wrestling. And Arun, when I started the conversation with Arun, he didn't seem a stranger, like I was a stranger. He didn't seem like that to me. He talked to me very casually. I said, by buttering or flattering him, that you look like a wrestler yourself. So I said to Arun that you also look like a wrestler. So do he replied, which put me out of my stride. He replied me from this, and this put me a little bit of shy moment that you too look like a wrestler. But I was very thin and bony at that time. So the as he told me I look like a wrestler, I was feeling very pity or shy because I was very thin and bony at that time and not very impressive physically. So I was not also impressive physically. Yes, I said I wrestle sometimes. And now to continue the conversation, I just said that yes, I also wrestle sometimes. So what's your name? Now the narrator's name is being asked by Arun. Arun is asking that what is your name? You suddenly came and started talking. What is your name? Like he said Deepak. I lied. And I said my name is Deepak. Deepak was about my fifth name. And as he is a thief, he uses different kinds of name every time he go for the robbery so Deepak was the fifth name. Okay, he made his name Deepak this time. This is the fifth time he changed his name and made Deepak. Before he used, I had earlier called myself Ranbir, Sudhir, Trilok and Surinder. So what was his name before? Before he once told his name to some other person who he tried to thief. Ranbir, someone Sudhir, someone Trilok and Surinder. So what were the names? Underline it: Ranbir, Sudhir, Trilok and Surinder. So you need to remember these four names. Okay, so Ranbir, Sudhir, Trilok and Surinder. After the preliminary exchange of a little bit of talking, Arun confined himself to comments on the match. So Arun started commenting about the match, and I didn't have much to say. So Arun started saying about the wrestling, like, see how he is doing great, like that. And I, means Deepak, does not have much to say. After a while, he walked away from the crowd of spectators. I followed him, and now Arun started, after some time, walking from the crowd, and now I started following him, like Deepak started following him. Hello, he said, enjoying yourself. Hello, he said. Who said? Arun said, hello. Oh, sorry, Deepak said, hello. Enjoying yourself. So, this line is being asked by Arun. So, if you get confused, right at the side, this line is being asked by Arun. Arun is saying, hello, Deepak, are you enjoying yourself over here? I gave him a most appealing smile. I laughed a little and smiled a little. I want to work for you. So I directly said him that I want to work for you. I said he didn't stop working. So when I said I want to work for you, he didn't say anything. He just didn't stop working and just went on working. So, and what makes you think I want someone work for me? And then Arun replied, then what do you think? What makes you think that I want a helper? Well, I said, I have been wondering about all day the best person to work for. And now Deepak means I said that from the morning I'm searching for a person who would be the best person that for whom I would like to work. When I say you, I knew that no one else had a chance. So when I saw you, when I saw you, I felt like no one had else had a chance. So Deepak felt that after seeing Arun, that no one else had a chance to be helped. Like to be, Deepak didn't feel to be the helper of anyone else. Okay, you flatter me, he said. Arun said, you are flattering me, you are buttering me. Uh, that's all right, but you can't work for me. Then Arun said, but okay, you are flattering me, it's good, but you cannot work for me. Then Deepak asked, why? Why not? Okay, till here, I hope so. You all are okay. Now, Arun is saying, because I can't pay you. Okay, I thought that over for a minute. Now, Deepak is thinking for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. So, mm Deepak is now thinking that, oh, I chose the wrong man. Though okay, but he then have to reply. So Deepak then said, "Can you feed me?" I asked. Then Deepak said that, "Can you give me some food to eat?" Uh, then again Arun is asking, "Can you cook?" He countered. Then I said that yes, I can cook, but I lied over there. And the Deepak lied over there. If you can cook, he said, I will feed you. Now, uh, Arun is saying in a very generous way that if you can cook, if you can make the food for me, then I will feed you. Then you can have the food. He took me on his room and told me I could sleep in the veranda. So now finally Arun took Deepak to his home and said that you can go and sleep in the veranda. The veranda is for you to sleep. But I was nearly back on the street that night. So, but I was on the I always mostly sleep on the road or the street. So it was okay. But that night, that night when he gave me the veranda to sleep, that night only I was almost like there was a situation like Deepak uh, was about to be driven away from the home of Arun by Arun only at that night. Why? The meal I cooked, the meal Deepak cooked must have been pretty awful because Arun gave it to the neighbor's cat. And the food cooked by Deepak that night was so worst, so horrible that Arun gave it to the neighbor's cat and told me to be off. Now Arun said that you awful. The Arun didn't say but gave the food to the cat and told Deepak that you can go. Bye bye. But I just hung around smiling in my most appealing way and then he couldn't help laughing. So I was just hanging uh, around him and just like giving a very cute and masoom sa smile so that Arun couldn't help laughing. Arun started laughing finally. He sat down on the bed and laughed for a full 5 minutes. He sat on the bed, Arun, and laughed for 5 minutes and later patted me on the head and later gave some patting on my head and said, never mind. He would teach me to cook in the morning. And he said that I will teach you, Deepak, to cook tomorrow morning. Not only did he teach me to cook, but he taught me to write my name and his and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences. So not only he taught him to cook, but he also taught him to write his own name, Arun's name. Like he knew by this time he knew to write Deepak, Arun, and also he told him that he will teach him to write full sentences and also add money on paper when you didn't have any in your pocket. So there is a irony kind of thing. He would also teach him to count the notes or money, like calculation, addition, subtraction. uh, but you don't have money in your pocket, but He will teach me how to add money or calculate the sum of the amount. It was quite pleasing working for Arun. So Deepak felt quite good working for Arun. I made the tea in the morning and later went out shopping. So I used to go to shopping. I would take my time buying the day's supply and make a profit of about 25 paisa a day. So he would used to buy the groceries and all, and he would keep 25 paisa per day in his pocket from that money. I would tell Arun that rice was 56 paisa a pound. It generally was. So used to say Arun that rice is 56 paisa, but I would get it at 50 paisa a pound. So he would say Arun that 56 rupees, 56 paisa is of 1 pound rice, but he would bargain and bring it to 50 paisa and buy it and keep that 6 paisa in his pocket. Like this way, he saved 25 paisa per day. I think he knew I made a little this way, but he didn't mind. He wasn't giving me a regular wage. And Arun also knew somehow about that this way he was taking the money, but he wasn't worried because he does not give him any payment or salary or wage. So, okay, it was kind of okay. I was really grateful to Arun for teaching me to write. So, I was very grateful. I knew once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit that I could achieve. It might be an incentive to be honest. So, I, once I know to write, I could achieve great endeavors in life, in theory only. And there is no more salary or payment than to be honest. Arun made money by fits and starts. So Arun made money by fits and starts. What is the meaning of fits and starts? That sometimes he had too much money and sometimes he was like zero. He would be borrowing a week, lending the next week. So he would borrow some week, like uh, borrowing some from friends or other, or next week maybe he earned so much money that he was lending other money. Okay, like someone else was borrowing from him. He would keep worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out to celebrate lavishly. And he would very greatly wait for the check to come. But whenever the check arrived, he went to celebrate with his friends lavishly. Celebrate lavishly. One evening, he come home with a wad of notes. One evening, he came home with a bundle of notes, and at I saw him tuck the bundle under the mattress at the head bed. So he saw one night he brought a bundle of notes, and he also saw him keeping the notes at the corner bed, where he keep his head, that only below. I had been working for Arun for nearly a fortnight, means 2 weeks or 15 days you can say, and from the shopping hadn't done much to exploit him. And apart from the 25 paisa per day, I didn't have stolen anything from his house or money that would exploit him, that would cause trouble to him. I had opportunity for doing so. I had a key of the front door, meant I had access to the room whenever Arun was out. But I could have done it. Like I was having the key to the front door, which means I had the key or access to the Arun's room whenever Arun was out. He is the most trusting person I had ever met. So he was the most trusting person I have ever met. He trusted me in a fortnight, and that was why I couldn't make up my mind to rob him. And that was the reason. He was so kind. He was such a gentleman person. I couldn't make my mind to steal or rob from him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he deserves to be robbed. So a greedy man, a lalchi person deserves to be robbed because mm, he is greedy. It isn't easy to rob a rich man because he can afford to be robbed, and also you can rob a rich man because he is having lot of, but it's difficult to rob a poor man even really doesn't care if he is robbed. And it is very difficult to rob a poor person, even one, and also a person who doesn't care if he's robbed. So, and also it is difficult to rob a person who didn't care that I'm going to get robbed. A rich man or a greedy man or a careful man wouldn't keep his money under a pillow. A rich man, greedy man, careful man will not keep the money under his pillow or mattress. He would lock it up in a safe place. He would keep it in a locker rather. Arun had put his money where it would be child's play for me to remove it without his knowledge. And Arun kept the money below the mattress head over there, headbed. And this was my uh, like close his eyes, I take the money and run away. It's like it was for me like uh, child game. Okay, it's time. I did some real work. And from much time I didn't do some real work, I told myself, I'm getting out of practice. I have not stolen for many days, like a fortnight, and now I'm getting out of practice. I need to do something to keep my practice on. If I don't take money, he will only waste it on his friend. And if I don't take this money from his headbed, then he will waste it on his friends. He doesn't even pay me, and also he don't pay me any wage. Arun was asleep. Arun was sleeping. Moonlight came in from the veranda, and the moonlight was coming from the veranda and fell across the bed. The bed was a little bit lightened by the moonlight. I sat up on the floor. I was sitting on the floor, my blanket wrapped around me. My blanket was wrapped around me, considering the situation. Considering the situation. There was quite a lot of money in the wad, and if I took it, I would have to leave town. I might make the 10:30 express to Amritsar. So if I take that wad of money, the wad of money was a great sum, I think. And if I take this, I can't live in this uh, city or street, and I have to run away from here. So I will take the 10:30 express to Amritsar. So he set all the plan what he's going to do. Now he's doing it. Let's see. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept on all four through the door. So with both the hands and both the legs like a baby, he crawled through the door and up to the bed and peeped at Arun. So I went near the bed and just peeped at Arun, like, let's see. He was sleeping peacefully with a soft and easy breathing. He was sleeping very peacefully with a soft and easy breathing. His face was clear and unlined. His face was clear. No lining mark was there, no acne mark, nothing. Okay. Even I had more markings on my face. Now he's saying that I have more markings on my face than him. So mine were mostly scar, and mine were mostly scar, like beaten away, like beaten, that scars. So here the author is trying to say that Arun was as good as his face looked, like very soft, clear, unlined, but the thief was just like the thief, having a lot of scars in his face. My hand took on an identity of his own as it slid around. My hand just went. Like the thief's main work is to thief, right? So it slid around the mattress. The fingers searching for the note. My fingers searched for the note. They found them and I drew them out without a crackle. So I found them, I took them without a crackle. Arun sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards fingers. So Arun was also sleeping, but he turned towards his fingers. But his eyes were closed, he was sleeping. My free hand was resting on the bed and his hair touched my fingers. Now his hair also touched my finger. I was frightened when his hair touched my fingers and crawled quietly out of the room. Now again I crawled like a baby outside the room. When I was in the street, I began to run. When I was in the street, I started running. I ran down from the bazaar road to the station. From the bazaar till the station I ran. The shops were all closed, but a few light came from the upper window. The shops were all closed. A little bit of light of coming from the rooms above. I had the notes in my waist, here held by the string of my pajamas, like uh, the string of the pajama. Over there, I put the note. I felt I had to stop and count the notes, though I knew it might make late for the rain. It would be train, okay, for the train. Make it T. So I stopped and thought of counting the note, but I knew if I start counting the note, I would get late for the train. It was already 10:20 by the clock tower. So in the tower clock, it was 10:20. I slowed down to a walk, and my fingers trickled through the note. But still, my fingers went to the note, and I thought about counting them. There were about 100 rupees in five. So there was a sum of 100 rupees, and the notes were of five each. Okay, so like around 520 is 100. So 5 rupee 20 notes were there, making a 100 sum. A good haul, a good money. I could live like a prince for a month or two. Like for a month or two, I would live like a prince. Okay, with this money. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office because I never bought a ticket in my life. So he said that when I went to the station, I didn't thought of buying a ticket because I never bought a ticket, but dashed straight onto the platform, then ran to the platform. The Amritsar Express was just moving out. The Amritsar Express was slowly moving out. It was moving slowly enough for me to able to jump on the footboard of one of the carriages, but I hesitated for a second. Urgent, unexplainable reason. So now let's understand the situation. The train was moving very slowly, and if Arun wanted, he could jump and get the train. He could be on the footboard of one of the carriages. But some urgent or unexplainable reason. What happened inside him, we don't know, but some unexplainable reason or some urgent reason happened, and he couldn't go in the train. I hesitated long enough for the train to leave without me. Then I hesitated for a long time that the train left without me. When it had gone, the noise and busy confusion of the platform had subsided. So the noise of the train, the platform was busy, everyone was climbing in the Amritsar, but going for Amritsar, but I was busy confusion. I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I was standing alone on the vacant platform. The knowledge that I had 100 stolen rupees in my pajama only increased my feeling of isolation and loneliness. But since I was having now the money, lot of money, like not less money, I was at that time 100 was great sum, and at that time he was having 100 rupees in his pocket, but still he was feeling lonely. He was feeling very lonely. Why was he feeling lonely? Can you explain to me? No idea where to spend the night. Like he started respecting Arun, okay? So he was feeling lonely and isolated. Okay, he was getting a great company with Arun, but he stole the money and broke his trust by now, and no idea he would where spend the night. I had never kept any friends because sometimes friends the one undoing. So Deepak never kept any friend only for this reason that the friend you may stop you from doing thievery. I didn't want to make myself conspicuous by staying at a hotel. So I didn't want to stay at a hotel also because people will suspect me. And the only person I knew really well in the town was the person I robbed. And my fate is like this. The only person I know in this town was Arun, and I robbed the money of him only. So leaving the station, I walked away through the bazaar, keeping to dark. Now I was leaving the station. So, I was walking from the bazaar, and that side, the which side the light was not falling, I walked from that side, deserted alley, vacant road. I kept thinking of Arun, and my mind was constantly thinking of Arun. He would still be asleep, and I was thinking that Arun would be like sleeping very asleep, blissfully, very silently, like a pure soul, and not knowing about what loss he made. The 100 rupees he lost, he didn't knew by then. I have made a study of men's faces when they have lost something or material value. So, and I know how people's reactions are when they lose something. The greedy man show panic. The greedy man is panicked because their money is lost. Rich man shows anger. Rich man break of trust, anger. Poor man shows fear. Poor man is worried that my things not get stolen because I don't have anymore. So you can remember this. Greedy show panic, rich show anger, and poor shows fear. But at this point of time, the author knew that neither panic nor anger nor fear would show on Arun's face. Arun would neither be panicked nor would be feared. when he discovered the theft, when he will discover that he has been theft. Only a terrible sadness, not for the loss of money, but for having betrayed his trust. And when Arun will come to know about the thievery, about the robbery, he will be very sad, because not because his money is stolen, because he gets money sometimes, fits and starts, he buys gets money, like sometimes he have money, sometimes he don't, that would not make him trouble much, but the trust which he was having on Deepak, that will be broken. So for that he will have a face full of sadness. I found myself on the Maidan and sat down on a bench. I sat down on a bench in Maidan, okay, and mm, with my feet tucked up under my haunches. So I was sitting in a very relaxed position. The night was a little cold and I regretted having brought Arun's blanket along. So I was that time thinking that the night was very cold. I should have brought Arun's blanket along with me. A little drizzle added to my discomfort. A little small amount of raining also added to my discomfort more. Sorry, I forgot to change the page. See, you can see one, two, three. First paragraph, you leave it. Second paragraph, third line, a little drizzle. Over there, I'm doing it. Added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin. So my little drizzle soon got converted into raining heavily. And my pajama and the shirt was sticking because it was wet. And a cold wind brought the rain whipping across my face, and a cold wind was moving around my face. I told myself that sleep bench was something I should have been used to. Veranda had softened me. So that time I was thinking that I am a thief. I am supposed to be in a bench, and in fact I have stayed in the bench for nights and nights, but staying in Arun's veranda had softened me a little. At this time I think like the veranda was a comfort place for me. I walked back to the bazaar and sat down on the closed shop. I went to the bazaar and was sitting on a closed shop. A few vagrants lay beside me. A few vagrants who do not have anything were sitting or laying beside me, rolled up tight in their thin blanket, and they were rolled in their thin blankets. The clock showed midnight. The clock was showing that it was 12. I felt for the notes. I felt for the notes. I touched the notes. They were still with me. I was feeling them, but had lost their crispiness. But that note, we have new note, that crispiness that was gone and were damp with rainwater. Now the notes are a little bit wet because of the rainwater. Arun's money. In the morning he would probably give me a rupee to go to the pictures, and now he is thinking that if I would have not stolen, I would be in his veranda sleeping now, and in the morning when he wakes up he will give me a rupee and I will take that rupee and go to watch picture like movie. No more cooking his meals. I don't have to cook his meals anymore. No more I have to go to the bazaar, or no more I have to learn or write the whole sentence. Then he's like, oh shit, whole sentences. There was something I had forgotten in the excitement of 100 rupees. In the excitement of this 100 rupees, I forgot that he told me to teach to write whole sentences. How could I forget that? That was such a good thing for me. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than 100 rupees, and I knew this writing whole sentences. If I do more than 100 rupees, I will get. It was a simple matter to steal, and it is very easy to steal, and sometimes some easy to get caught, and sometimes you get caught, you get scars on your face, get bitten badly, but really it is hard to be a big man, a wise and successful man. It is difficult to get a big man, get a wise and successful man. That was something. I could go back to Arun, I told myself, if only to learn how to write. And that time I was feeling I should go back to Arun, not for any other reason, but for the reason of learning how to write. Perhaps it also concerned for Arun that drew me back. Perhaps it was also the concern for Arun that drew me back. Also, I was worried about Arun, Mr. Arun, who was so kind to me. A sense of sympathy, a sense of small little bit of pain in my heart. is one of my weaknesses. This is my great weakness. And though hesitation over a theft, I had often been caught, and also often I have been caught, so there is a hesitation also. A successful thief must be pitiless. A successful thief never gets pity on his thievery, because thief's work is to thief or rob from a person, so never felt pity. I was fond of Arun. By this time, I was very much fond of Arun. Arun was my ideal, my affection for him, my sense of sympathy, but most of all drew me back to the room. And all this took me back to that room. I hurried back to the room extremely nervous. At the time I went hurriedly to the room and was extremely nervous, my heart beating fast, for it is to steal something than to return it undetected. Now I stole it, now I'm going to return it. If I am caught by that time, he will think I was stealing it. So it is very difficult. If I was beside the bed now with the money in my hand, or with them under the mattress, there could be only one explanation: was actually stealing if Arun woke up. So if Arun saw me by this moment, he would definitely think that I was stealing the money. I opened the door clumsily, like very worstly. I opened the door, then stood in the clouded moonlight. Gradually my eyes became accustomed to the darkness of the room. The room was a little dark, but I was okay with it. Arun was still asleep. Arun was still sleeping. Uh, four again crept noisily to the head of the hand, came up with the notes. Now again I crawled to his bed and took the notes. I felt his breath on his finger. I was feeling he was taking breathing. I was fascinated by his tranquil features and easy breathing and motionless for a minute. So I was getting softened by his attitude, his easy breathing, his so kind, and like such a good person, not worried about the money, trusting me so much. I was fascinated by them. Then my hand explored the mattress, then my hand went below the mattress, found the edge I found the edge, slipped under it with my notes, and then I kept the notes. I woke late next morning to find that Arun had already made the tea, and next day I woke late and I saw that Arun already made the tea. I found it difficult to face him in the harsh light of the day, and I was feeling very, very, very shy that a person, such a kind person, I stole from him, and I was very shy on the harsh light of the day. His hand was stretched, and I saw Arun stretching his hands toward me. There was 5 rupee note between his fingers, and then I saw he was giving me 5 rupees. My heart sank, my heart drowned. My heart went inside water, like I was feeling like so bad. I made some money yesterday, he said. Now Arun is saying, yesterday I made some money, now you will get paid regularly. Arun is saying, now you will get a payment. My spirit rose as rapidly as it had fallen. Now I was feeling good, like what I did was a great job. I did a good job. Hmm. I congratulated myself on having returned the money. I was congratulating me that did a great job of returning the money. But when I took the note, I realized that he knew everything. But when I took the 5 rupees note in my hand, I very easily understood or realized that he knew everything, because the note was still wet from the last night trend. The note was wet. Today I will teach you to write a little more than your name. Now Arun said that apart from your name, from my name, I will teach you little more. He said. He knew, but neither his lip nor his eyes said anything. He knew everything, he understood everything, that he took his money, went out because of that uh, monies are wet, but still his eyes, his lips, his expression doesn't express anything or doesn't say anything about their knowing. I smiled at Arun. I very appealingly smiled towards Arun in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself. And this smile was not fake, like the like he lied of cooking. That time he smiled. When he met Arun in the wrestling match, that time also he smiled, but that was a fake smile. But this time the smile came from inside, and I didn't even knew why I smiled, but I smiled because he was feeling very good at that time, that he was giving value to the right person in his life. That was Arun. He never met such kind of an honest person. Okay, thank you. We have completed the story, the thief story, and this was written by our Ruskin Bond. Thank you.